Welcome, everybody. How are you doing this wonderful Saturday afternoon? Welcome to everybody's favorite adult party cartoon.
Very animated there, Crumb. And hello, everyone. And I hope we're doing extremely well today.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing great.
How you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing pretty good.
You
We're changing the channel today.
Are you psyched?
We're changing the channel today.
That's awesome.
Remote in hand.
Oh, this is going to be quite the toy show, isn't it? I almost lost my thought on that. Goodness gracious. The wonderfulness
the
of
action toy show. Yeah.
The action toy show. My goodness gracious. Just make sure someone doesn't live in your head rent free, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Oh my goodness! What a day!
I'm pumped. I'm animated. Tell me how your day's been so far, Crumb.
It's been pretty it's been pretty larger than life, I guess. I don't know.
Really?
You know. I thought I would have a nice, quiet Friday night, and
why didn't you? You deserve it.
I booted up. I booted up Final Fantasy VIII for the first time. For the first time in like 15 years. I haven't played that game in forever.
Wow.
So I decided I was going to stream last night on Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah, if y'all have not already checked me out on Twitch, I do stream sometimes on Twitch. I stream video games.
Yep.
Really lots of good fun stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also, by the way, just as a Patreon plug.
Mm-hmm.
And a merch plug. Because I can't talk, apparently. That's all, folks.
It's the Ricada virus. The Ricada curse. The boomers are coming.
Oh my goodness. So we have a Discord for the Canuckleheads, which you can get into. Which you can get into from the Patreon. $5 a month gets you into the Discord. You can suggest topics. Gets you to. Whenever we do like watch parties, eventually, if we ever do watch parties.
Oh, you have no idea how much looking forward towards that. That is going to be a lot of fun because, again, you've got movie ideas. I've got movie ideas. Mostly consist of giant animated robots, of course.
Yeah.
However,
super biting robot.
Exactly.
Right.
So continue.
For $5 a month,
$5.
you too can join the Patreon. that will get you into the Discord. But also, that's not all, folks.
There's more?
There's more.
Amazing.
I know. Subscribers on my Twitch. So if you have a twitch.tv channel or account or whatever else. If you have Amazon Prime, you actually get one free sub a month to any Twitch streamer, which gets you access to their emotes. And you can sub for free to my channel, which will also get you access to the Discord, or it's just $5 a month for the sub on Twitch. So,
well, I'm an older person. I don't know what any of this stuff means, but it sounds amazing for only $5.
Tickle my tombstone's asking, what Patreon tier can we petition you to reenact the case so far? Probably the $5 tier.
Oh, is it this person?
And probably the $5 tier. If you get into our Discord and you suggest topics, that would be a suggest a topic thing.
Okay,
so you can go for that.
All right. That's cool. Because there was some lovely piece of bread that wanted us to dress up as the defendants, and they go, "So, how many likes would it take to make this work?" I said,
"A foot long."
I said, about 3,000 likes.
Sure.
Sufficient for us to cosplay as
we'll say that.
Nuggets. Yeah.
We'll say that.
Awesome.
But basically, so like a long roundabout story. So last night I decided to boot up my Twitch. I was playing some Final Fantasy VIII, which looks a lot better. I can actually tell what the characters look like on the PS4 remaster version.
Isn't that amazing?
They don't look like little blobs of color on the screen.
Perfect.
So I'm spent probably about good 6 or 7 hours playing Final Fantasy VIII, which apparently I've been playing wrong my entire life.
What? Really? Goodness.
I literally had no idea what the progression system was in Final Fantasy VIII until I played it last night. I learned that I had not been paying attention and I played it wrong the entire time.
Oh goodness! All right, wow, that's quite the hiccup you came across there.
I know, it was pretty heavy. So it was great. I had a good time. I had lots of fun. And then I'm just like packing up my stream, ready to go to bed. And I look on my Twitter. I have 80 notifications on my Twitter. I'm like, what in the holy Christ is going on?
What is that?
I'm lucky if I ever have like 3 or 4.
I know, right? Goodness gracious.
And they're mostly you.
It's like, hey, Crumb, what you doing?
Your terrible jokes.
Oh, of course.
So I'm looking at my Twitter, and lo and behold, but there is a little rat scratching at the drywall of my Twitter.
What? I thought we had traps for all that. Just kidding. Anyways, I'm intrigued.
I wish. No, apparently everybody's favorite home appliance, Ron Toye, decided.
Stop. I don't get one of my nose. Everyone's favorite home appliance.
Everybody's favorite appliance, Mike the TV.
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Yes,
my goodness gracious!
Apparently, the remote master himself was in my mentions. He was.
Oh, wow.
He apparently thinks I'm obsessed about him. By the way,
aren't you? It's the only thing we talk about all the time when it's just the two of us over dinner and stuff like that. It's just, I'm sorry, I was being beamed in from a different parallel. You mentioned it for a second. Really? Why would Toei think that?
I don't know. He says that I'm obsessed about him, and all of a sudden I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm sitting here playing Final Fantasy VIII the whole night, having a good time. Meanwhile, this little
nugget
clown fart is popping off like he's got something. Like he has a rash. I swear to God, because he's itching so much, he's leaving it all over my mentions.
Oh, ew.
I know.
Oh,
Crumb, terrible.
Come. You're wonderful
terrible.
and all, but good God, bud.
So I had to. I mean, he's apparently like pumping his tires all over me, so I had to go blow him out.
Oh, God. Oh, the descriptions and the visions just don't stop.
I just had to go pop some ego. That's
gotcha. And then how that worked out? Was it blood spray kept to a minimum?
I mean, I don't know. I think I think some people called the fire department because the blaze was visible from a few counties over. So.
Oh wow! Don't some people just kind of realize it's secret to the two of us when we're all upset? Just leave us the fuck alone.
Like it's fine. I understand he's a punch me clown, and I have a lot more endurance than most people. So
okay. Yeah, he's like one of those old toys back from like the 80s. You know, what the parents bought for the kids is the punch.
Exactly.
Goes back like this type of thing, and it squeeze and waves.
What goes downstairs goes over some chairs, runs over your neighbor's dog.
It swings, it dings, it's everything. Everyone knows a toy. Absolutely fantastic toy. Never leave you alone. Suffers from mental illnesses. Toy is always a toy.
Hey, he's absolutely a weeble wobble.
Oh Jesus,
100%.
Murphy.
He's got the face for it too, which is the funny part.
Yeah, no, as I mentioned before on the social media.
Firestorm says, "Don't mess with the crest." Damn straight.
as I've been saying on the social media, you know, it's easy to point a finger and you know, make fun of them and stuff like that, but it's a lot harder just to understand that they're really suffering from mental illness and they need to get help. They need to figure out where they are in life and really take all that perspective.
Sometimes help is in the form of an ice pick and a pair of sunglasses. Just saying.
A lot of people wouldn't understand that reference, but I the people do.
The people that do are worth it. That's all I gotta say. But no, we're not gonna spend the whole stream talking about this.
We've got some really good things to talk about this afternoon.
Talking about this like deformed Barbie figurine, but no, we have a reason being we just wanted to pitch next week's show briefly.
Oh. Sneak preview for next week's show.
Preview of next week's show. So we're gonna have Ken back on the show.
Awesome.
Therapist Ken is gonna come back on. Hopefully, if
not
everything.
Ken Jennings.
Yeah, the Ken Jennings, not the Jeopardy Ken Jennings.
Yeah.
But no, if everything goes well, Ken's gonna be back on the show. We're gonna be doing a deep dive review of all of Ron's classic moments and highlights over the past week or two.
That's awesome. We should have some stuff like queued up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of funny. This is the point where Ron Toy broke.
Exactly. You could tell right at the moment where his heart just like snapped.
Awesome. I look forward towards that show.
Yeah, we're possibly gonna have another special guest on the show.
Sounds titillizing.
It's not going to be Toya. I'll say that right now. It'll be somebody that he does not like particularly very much right now.
Oh, interesting.
So there might be another person. That's all I'm going to say. You have to tune in next week to see.
All right. I don't know who this person is going to be, but it sounds absolutely fantastic and definitely worth the click on by, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to have the previews before you get to the main.
This is true.
Topic, right?
This is very true. Goodness gracious.
So today,
there we go. Today,
because now we're gonna take the batteries out of the remote.
Okay.
We're gonna put it down. So we don't want anyone to don't change that channel. Don't change that dial.
And thank you very much for tuning in today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You got it.
We are going to be talking. Because like this like I honestly had no idea of what topic to do for this week at all, and then it just kind of like dawned on me, like a rogue remote slapping my thigh.
Oh, ew!
Came out of nowhere, and I got the idea to have basically because we were talking about like the Whisper Network and all that stuff last week.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what like. Think of all of these cartoons that ran from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that would
early
never,
2010s.
ever be allowed on television now.
Oh, exactly. Especially how social media is and how everyone's all all excited about, oh, look, it looks like some people don't like this particular content. Well, we just have to burn the studio down to the ground and assassinate all the animators and creators of the show so they never be seen again.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
Twitter upsets. Oh,
like,
no.
and I was on the heels of this because I noticed that there's a few shows that are getting reboots, like Beavis and Butthead's apparently getting a reboot.
That's weird. Like I know we've been talking about that, but that's still weird for me.
I know, it's so strange.
It really is.
Because like Beavis and Butthead like existed because of music videos. Like MTV was.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like if it wasn't for MTV, Beavis and Butthead just would not exist. That's right, Beavis. We're here on the televisions. Who is that person?
We're faced with another reboot.
Yeah.
Of Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
Which they have gone out of their way to say that they're going to be making a reimagining of the series, which is concerning.
Weird. That's gonna be weird, man.
It's concerning to me.
Yeah. Well, it's concerning me too. It's like, what?
So I did some digging on the whole series because they also went out of their way to say that the original creator John Kay is not going to be a part of the series in any way.
Wow.
And so I wanted to figure out why, and we'll save that for a little bit later in the show for the people that are not familiar with that story, because I have bits of it queued up here. I was actually hoping, because everything was like super duper last minute, I was really trying to get him on the show.
Yeah.
So we could like pick his brain about Ren and Stimpy and what he and his thoughts about animation and stuff. But
hope he's watching. Maybe he'll basically set a date up with us, and we'll move like heaven and earth for a little bit and get him on the show.
Hopefully, in a future date, we'll have him.
Yeah,
because that'd be really interesting to pick his brain.
That would be. That really would be. He's involved in a lot of animated projects, and it'd just be interesting where he came from, inspiring for ideas and stuff like that. Because, again, Ren and Stimpy came out from like nowhere. No one was expecting that. Like a dog, like a chihuahua and a kitty cat living together. Like no one saw any of that coming.
Stupid idiot!
But Ren, Stimpy, you idiot!
Stimpy, you idiot!
But Ren, I need to have it. It's my favorite. I picked him myself.
It's like, there's a lot of stuff that came out of that. Like, I mean, that was around the time like Mad Magazine was huge. Like, how many people out there in the audience listening now and later? How many of y'all remember Mad Magazine?
No.
Like that's isn't that gone now, or is it just like
no that
heavily
that's
cut
like,
back?
No, that's as far as I can tell, that's done. Mad Magazine, the publication, actually went out of publication back a while ago, and there was like it's up there with Playboy, for goodness sakes. It just stopped producing it. It wasn't making any money, and it's like it was a subservient of Warner Brothers, if I'm not mistaken, or Time Warner, Warner Brothers. Can't quite remember, but long story short, goodness. It's just a sign of the times. Like you had to go out to the magazine rack, buy your favorite content.
Loved that magazine and cracked magazines.
You know the best thing I liked is that when you had to fold the back cover.
Yes,
and you got this whole new picture, and usually it was gross and disgusting or something like that type of thing. And it's like, why did you just do that? Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And like that kind of like spun off into something, because I mean, look this. I guess we'll go into our first topic here because they're kind of hand in hand here. You're never in our lifetime ever going to see classic Saturday Night Live or Mad TV ever again.
Nope.
You remember Mad TV?
Oh, goodness gracious, yes. I believe... No, I'm thinking of Living Color, but I remember Mad TV.
Yeah.
That is Mad TV. And it had like the...
You're now watching Mad TV.
There it is. And then on top of that, you got Spy versus Spy, which was animated for the first time. That
was so good.
It was.
Oh,
it really,
my God.
really was. And you got a whole bunch of skits, and you got like talent attached to it. And when it really comes down to it, it's all broadcast on the wonderful aspects of television.
Yeah,
and it's like,
because like if you look back at it, like the biggest, like the funniest, I guess, the funniest skits in Saturday Night Live, classic Saturday Night Live, were either like quote unquote blackface skits or like the really, really racist skits, right? Like the samurai
Oh, John Belushi. Yes. 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 You would never, and the Mr. Hopses never get that again. Oh,
I have been dishonored.
what was it? Eddie Murphy skit with Mr. Rogers?
Oh God.
What was it? Mr. Rogers'
Classic.
Neighborhood? I forget what it's called. If anyone in the chat could help us out with that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Because I know it was Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
He was doing like a skit about Mr. Rogers and his neighborhood, and he goes, "Welcome to my neighborhood. Don't make eye contact, okay?" Now remember, when you're paying for the ladies tonight, use dollar bills. Use your singles. All right. Yeah, all have a good night. All right. All right.
Like I remember like one of the ones, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
That
that's
sounds
it.
Yeah.
That's what they call me. Ralph was saying.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
And Tom P. Yeah, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yeah, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Piece of garbage. Yeah, and the thing is, it will never see anything like that on television because, again, like just using Eddie Murphy for a second, he went from like live stand-up to Saturday Night Live. And then from there, he was doing like live stadium.
Ron Toy's Neighborhood.
Welcome to my neighborhood. I'm the sheepdog, bitches.
I'm the sheepdog here.
And we'll never ever see it again in our lifetime.
No,
never.
It's never going to happen.
One of
the because I used to have like VHS. I know VHS. Oh my God, like VHS tapes of Saturday Night Live's like best hits. Right. I remember that there was a fucking skit where there was a white basketball coach that was like coaching. It was either a white basketball coach coaching a black team or a black basketball coach coaching a white team. And I can't remember what the hell it was. But that was the funniest goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would not see that today just because of the complete ridiculousness of it.
Oh, yeah. Like it's amazing that someone like John Cleese, will not do college campuses anymore, tours, same with Chris Rock and stuff like that, because everyone is so
holy shit
flipping oversensitive at a university campus. They just go, it's not worth our time. It honestly is not worth it. And of course, there's no punchline after that. It's like, ooh, damn.
Well, and then we transition over to Mad TV, right, which had some classic characters.
It did. Yes.
Oh my goodness, like Stewart. I'm pretty sure Stewart came from Mad TV.
Yeah, I think so. My biggest problem is not to sound like an idiot. I'm always
Look what I can do.
Oh no! I'm super overlaying In Living Color on Mad TV.
Yes, that was a good one too.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like again, those broadcasts were there to push the envelope of censorship.
And they did
what you could say, and they did a fantastic job. And you ready for this? People laughed at it.
Oh, they laughed. They laughed hard.
And they kept laughing and laughing. A few people were going, "Well, that's just offensive." They kind of went, "Yeah, write a letter."
Mrs. Swan.
Yeah. Oh,
he looked like a man. He looked like a man. Never. Like I mean, like that shit.
Yeah.
It would be considered so racist your TV would set on fire.
Just imagine for 8.2 seconds here, if that was posted on YouTube.
Oh my God.
How quickly will that be? This content is no longer available to watch.
Jim Carrey as Fire Marshal Bill.
I love it. Tell you something, Billy. Goodness gracious. And that's where Jim Carrey got his start as well.
It was honestly, and I'm not talking about like, oh, if you took that classic and put it on TV now, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can get pushed to the side or like ignored because, oh, it's just a classic. It was this, it was that. I'm saying if this shit never happened, you bring that idea to the mainstream right now. Yeah. Like, holy fuck, would that go up in flames?
Oh, yeah.
Like, honest to God, some of the jokes, like, especially the jokes that they make, is tons of sexist jokes, tons of like really risque jokes,
and they hit everything. It wasn't just one thing. Like, oh, let's just be mean to this specific aspect of society. It's like, no, let's just spread out evenly. So everyone's getting the broadcast loving, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There might be some people in the parking lot, but it'll be fine.
I mean, it's like, when you look at modern day shows, like that's where Family Guy got their trope of like the newscasters hating each other.
Oh,
was from Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live.
You got it. You're absolutely correct. And among other things, of course, is it Seth MacFarlane?
Seth MacFarlane was Family Guy, yeah.
Yeah, of course, Seth signed a deal with the devil. So, you know, it's like, it no longer matters where he gets his ideas from because Satan gives it to him.
It's so true.
It is. It's
so true. Now, let's look at some of these cartoons, shall we?
I think we shall.
So, I know this one might surprise a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to take it out of history and you were to implant it into today, I don't think original Looney Tunes.
I was just thinking about that earlier today. It's like, this show wouldn't exist. This show wouldn't exist because that show wouldn't exist. And then you got Looney Tunes, especially Rabbit season.
Oh
and
my
Duck
God.
season, especially Bugs Bunny at the Opera.
Bugs Bunny in blackface.
Oh gosh. And they got like Daffy Duck. Reminds
Mammy.
me of and it's just, you just wouldn't have it. And on top of that, you know, Warner Brothers was very, like, it's kind of funny. When I was watching it back then with my uncles, I was just looking at this cartoons and going, oh, that's kind of funny. I like to do cartoons one day. But now since I'm older, a little more mature, don't tell anyone that. Basically, I really appreciate all of the hidden stuff that really snuck in there.
Right.
Because basically back in the day, the producers, you know, the ones that sat around the board table smoking giant fat cigars going, so we're making money? Yep, good. All right, we're going to make more money. All right, awesome. They didn't care. Just as long as the money came in, everyone's being fed, not a problem. Because of that, the creators took full advantage of the situation.
Well, and they had, like, so this is the thing, like, the censors ruled the day.
Yeah.
Like, they would do, like, they would be the be all and hell. That was a big joke in most of the cartoons back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
was like the how terrible and how demonic the censors are.
Oh, yeah.
And Tickle My Tombstone. I don't think Roger Rabbit would exist.
No.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit today? Oh my goodness.
There's one called Fitz the Cat that would as that's more illustrated versus animated. That would never happen today. No. Cartoon characters doing drugs and having sex? What?
Right? I mean, holy crap. Well, speaking of that, Animaniacs.
That's
Animaniacs is a very ahead of its time cartoon, and it is very dirty.
Oh, heaven forbids, yes. But
hello, nurse.
But the funny thing is that it's not. It's super tame than actual Looney Tunes. You know what I mean?
It's more tame than Looney Tunes, which is hilarious.
Exactly. It comes from, we're still going to sneak things into the side, but you really have to look out for them.
Well, Animaniacs is more overt. Animaniacs is more overt.
Yeah.
Because remember that one of the more famous ones. I guess most people, because I didn't get it when I was a kid, and then I got it later. Exactly. Everybody loves Gab. It was when they were like looking for something. It's like, oh, we have to look for clues. And she's like, oh, I found Prince. And she pulls out like the artist formerly known as Prince.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh, you have to, no, we're looking for, it's like you have to like fingerprints or something. It's like you have to fingerprints. And she looks at him, he gives this big smile, and she's like, no.
Yeah, you got it.
Like, oh my god. Oh my god. And then, like, obviously, like the whole like sexy nurse thing.
Oh,
constantly.
Yeah, and the thing is that they basically had the what I'm trying to say here, the inheritance of Looney Tunes, but they couldn't really go to a lot of different places, but they still did. Really,
but they tried. They really tried.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And do you remember from Animaniacs, they sort of went into Pinky and the Brain?
Yes.
That was so awesome, even to this day.
Really, that was like so deep it was weird.
Oh, for sure. Did you ever read the back notes from all of that? Like, as an example, I found out through the internet there was actually Pinky, there was actually the super genius, and Brain was like the normal one.
Like I found, yeah, it was just kind of like Pinky was just
what?
kind of backing into everything. It was hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Pinky and the Brain.
one.
I like the very brief spin-off when they did like the mashup between Tiny Toons and Animaniacs.
Yeah, that was a little different with that.
Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain.
brain.
Because Tiny Toons was really pushing the limit. Tiny Toon Adventures really pushed the limit.
You think so?
I think they did. I think they pushed it more than Looney Tunes. I mean, Looney Tunes was like they had your period pieces where obviously they touched on like a lot of like racism and stuff like that.
Oh, Tiny Toons. Looney Tunes hit everything. Plus, on top of that, some people don't quite remember, is that Looney Tunes is actually American propaganda for the U.S. Army, because what they would do is actually make cartoons for all the servicemen and women.
Yeah,
and it was interesting how those characters expanded from that into their own television series.
Yeah,
interesting background stuff with that.
It's very, so funny. It's so funny. Like there's so many cartoons. Like I don't know if people out there in the States have seen it or remember this, but Dog City.
That one escaped me.
There's a cartoon.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Dog City was a very I would say it was a more adult oriented cartoon. It was basically like about it was surrounded this dog that was like a detective type of thing. And like
shit. I think I remember that one.
Yeah. It's like it's not something that a lot of people would know right off the top of their head.
Did that come from Global?
I think it was on Global.
Yeah, if it was on Global, I think I remember it.
Because it had the animated part and then it also had the puppets section, because there's like they had like puppets of dogs and whatever else, and then it would go into the cartoon section of it. It was pretty funny. But there was a lot of adult themed. Lady Phoenix knows what I'm talking about. Dog City is awesome. Somebody out there knows.
There you go.
Wiki says it was Global and Fox.
I knew it was Global. Global Television was in a lot of very original.
Yeah, they had a lot. They had their hands in a lot of original stuff.
Gosh, yeah.
Like there's this one funny episode that it sticks out for me from Dog City, which is why I remember the series. I can't tell you what the hell the episode was called to save my life. But basically, the detective was like tracking down this lunatic. Like the guy was insane, right? Okay. And the entire show, like the entire show, there'd be a phone ringing, and the detective dog, I can't remember his name. He would like
Ralph.
It might have been Ralph. I know there was a Ralph in the series. But he was just about to get the phone, and as soon as he got to the phone stopped ringing. And it was like a theme throughout the entire show. And so he's like on this skyscraper. He's trying to chase down this like crazy guy. And then this phone starts ringing as he's chasing him down. And then he gets to the phone and the phone stops ringing and he just starts like flipping out. He just like starts like going insane. And like this crazy guy like climbs down. He's like, hey guy, hey dude, it's okay. You're just going a little crazy here. It's all right.
Sounds familiar with today's messages. I don't know why. It's okay. Got a little crazy. It's fine.
I don't know why that stuck out to me so much. That was so fucking funny.
You know what? We could probably do like an internet search and probably find it somewhere.
I'm sure I could find that series somewhere.
That'd be
my
awesome.
Goodness. But yeah, I see some people talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like that was way ahead of its time.
Why do I remember
Stupid dog.
Fuck. I can't place it. Thank God.
Stupid dog, you make me look bad.
I've seen so many cartoons.
Like that show was so fucking funny, and that show was like so like I don't think it'd be problematic because like it was so well written. I don't think they ever touched on anything that was like super duper bad. But there was that one episode that was just like everything about that show was weird. Like the one time where
doesn't all anime productions have that one broadcast where it's like rip the brain skull open and things just pop out?
well, I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the old man's name, but he like found he was like digging and he found this old tablet, and so he like locked it in the basement, and like this fucking mummy, like this pharaoh came out and possessed Muriel, which is his wife, and like Muriel was just going around trying to like kill Courage the entire time. Courage is trying to get this tablet back out to the damn mummy so that it'd leave him alone.
Just imagine the pitch meeting for this one.
Oh my god.
Well, in this family-friendly show, we're going to have this tablet. Okay, go on. And the tablet is going to possess the actual...
Return the slab! Yes, it was Eunice. Eunice is the old man. Don't talk about Ramses. Return the slab.
I can't
So
remember this
fucking
thing, but
funny.
even I'm giggling at it, for goodness sakes.
Stupid dog. Ramses and the slab gave me nightmares. That was such a fucking weird ass episode of that show. It was great.
Oh,
It was so good. That was so good.
So let's keep venturing down memory lane here. What other cartoons would not even be broadcast, let alone
Well,
be able to come to full production?
We already saw the complete bastardization of the likes of like He-Man and She-Ra.
No, just She-Ra. Just She-Ra.
Well, no,
Princess of
exactly.
Power.
He-Man got written out.
Oh, of course. Thank God.
He-Man doesn't
My
exist.
childhood would snap like a fine china plate if that happened with that production. Good Christ. Like it's to the point when you get like I swear to goodness, when an animation production gets a certain intellectual property and they change it so much that it's not the same anymore, it's just change the title or call it like insert IP name here and the continuing adventures from this new character's perspective, so at least people could tune in, because She-Ra, Princess of Power, was absolutely deplorable in every way, shape, and form. And yes, I watched the whole thing, and yes, I knew it wasn't meant for me, whatever fuck that means. But long story short, it was honestly, I think really, really bad. I think they could have done a lot better with it. I think if they were back on the Ritalin and their ADD wasn't firing every 30 or 40 seconds, I think it could have been a really good offshoot off of the whole She-Ra thing. I think that would have worked better. But
I'm going to play a clip from a show. I'm going to play a clip from a show. I'm probably going to get yeeted off of fucking YouTube for this. But this is another show that literally will never exist on television ever again. Let me just
let's
cue this up and share this audio here real quick. Sure y'all can hear it already. I haven't heard this one. Duckman. Let's just play it.
Duckman, you animated sweat stain! I was happily enjoying Australian rules step aerobics when it was preempted by your felony of the week. You have any idea how belittled your fashion freak show makes women feel?
Boo friggin' who? Like I'm supposed to take women and how they feel seriously? You want to be accepted for your minds, but you throw a hissy fit royale if someone isn't saying you look great 30 hours a day. You say you want a nice guy, but you only give it up to the creeps. You get to stay home, not go to war, live longer, and have sex whenever you want. So remind me again, exactly what is there to complain about?
Monetization for this video has been discontinued by my people at the YouTube Corporation.
Been yeeted straight off of.
Yeah, that no. With today's sensitivity of the adults, that would not go over at all.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna be 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
sorry,
no
I have to
problem.
run. I'll just be 30 seconds.
I'll keep everyone.
Sure thing.
Cool. So, hello there. And how are you all doing today? Welcome to the Canuckleheads show. My name is Mr. Hop. Crumb is currently away from their microphone, and we'll be back with those momentarily. Keep in mind that we do broadcast every Saturday, 6 o'clock Toronto time, and today we're discussing fantastic cartoons. Unfortunately, I can't read the chat that's coming in, but however, we're hoping that everyone can get involved. Tell us your favorite cartoons when you're younger, and the ones that would not be even broadcast today. And that's sort of the theme of our show for today. Plus, on top, I'd like to thank everyone who does tune in on our broadcasts on a weekly basis, and absolutely fantastic with everybody. And with that being said, I've been in the animation industry for a little while. Never really did anything, unfortunately, because by the time I got involved in the whole animation thing, it kind of changed from more traditional 2D or classic animation to 3D stuff. And for that to take place, how can I put this? You need to go through art fundamentals, which is 1 year. Then you had to get involved with a 4-year program. And then after that, you needed to take an additional 2-year program. So you're kind of stuck at school between 6 to 7 years. After that period of time, you're no longer getting a diploma. You should be called a doctor, for God's sake. So needless to say, it didn't quite work out. But however, one of the few things I definitely want to say is that do appreciate everyone tuning in and throwing their comments at us. We don't think that's make our show. We think it makes our show better. So that being said, looks like Crumb has returned to their microphone position. Welcome back,
Absolutely. Crumb. Well, thank you. I'm gonna, they call me Ralph. You're in our house.
That's right, yo.
I have another. I'm gonna play another one here.
Okay.
It's one that we played like 1,000 times before. I'm pretty sure, but this is like it's so funny.
Right.
I have to show it.
Okay.
Because this, again, showing why Duckman is never going to be on television ever again.
Oh gosh.
Duckman, perhaps you're impaled on the horns of this particular dilemma because you haven't adapted to our changing culture. We can give you a simple test to judge whether or not your attitudes line up with the new guidelines from the Regime Poulet Society.
Dream on! I never take a test that isn't court mandated.
This one's easy. Number 1. Females over the age of 18 are often called girls. How should you refer to them?
Sweet.
All right, we're gonna ask chat. How should you refer to girls over the age of 18? Drum roll,
By
please.
the guidelines.
By the guidelines of the Regime Poulet Society. Mr. Duckman.
Oh fuck. That was so 90s too, for goodness sake.
It's so good. We have Naren saying thoughts. That's one. sounds like Monica and Jamie.
Hey,
Babes.
Victor.
Broads. Let's find out,
right.
shall we?
Yeah, that's
Sweet potato?
No.
Love socket?
No.
Box lunch?
No. It's women. WOMY. Number 2.
Sorry, everyone. You are incorrect.
Love socket boxed lunch. Can we talk about that for a minute? That was on television.
And it passed all of the censors.
That passed the censors.
Really bad for YouTube.
Back
but
when
totally okay for general broadcasting.
back when we had a sense of humor.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
holy shit. All right, question number 2. Let's go.
On a date, when is it okay to kiss her?
When her husband's gone?
No.
When the sore heals?
No.
After she passes out?
Why is this so relevant?
Just
when the sore heals,
when she's passed out.
when she's passed out, or when her husband is gone.
Just to have that back. Oh,
all right. Let's find out from the Regime Poulet Society.
No. When she gives you written permission certified by a regime-approved notary public.
Where have we heard this before? Fam, where have we heard this before? when she gives permission, notarized by an approved notary public. Oh my god.
Oh.
Let's move on to the word association part of the test.
Breasts?
Oh,
Mr. Duck, now we haven't
Breasts?
dog.
Breasts?
White.
Breasts?
Peanut butter.
Breasts?
Tanzania.
Breasts?
Communism.
Breasts?
Dolly
cat hair.
Oh, Mr. Duckman, look at the time!
Earlier today, the Regine Poulet Society proposed a ban on the sale of boysenberries until a genetically equal girlsenberry is developed.
A language was renamed today. Thanks to the Regine Poulet Society, Hebrew will now be known as Weebrew.
The Regine Poulet Society charged a sewer worker with sexual misconduct for referring to his manhole.
And you know that's coming.
There you go.
Oh goodness gracious!
Changed the name of a language to Weebrew.
Weebrew.
That's. I mean,
City worker.
They're coming. They're coming. Right. This whole anti-Semitic movement that's going on.
I believe
coming.
the '90s was sending us a message, and some of us
Jesus
were just
Christ.
too stupid to listen. Oh well.
Jesus Jones. Like that. If that show. I mean, even if you copy and pasted that show today,
Fuck.
people's heads would fucking explode.
The guys over at South Park get so much slack all the time. And their stuff is quite tame.
It's tame compared to
this. Exactly. It's like they're probably looking and going, I don't understand. I don't get it. We're not even doing anything like that. But why?
My team son says they predicted the future and we all laughed. It's true.
It is.
It's true. We all laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like Rocko's Modern Life would never be on today. Like,
No.
oh my god. Like, did you? One of my favorite episodes of Rocko's Modern Life, and I'm sure people out there can back me up on this, was when Rocko and Heifer, his friend Heifer, was a giant cow that was raised by wolves. It's hilarious. You see, okay.
Yes.
Let me sidetrack. Let me sidetrack for a moment, okay?
All right.
There is some moron on Twitter called "Raised by Wolves." Like that was their tag.
Their handle.
I could literally
the tag,
never take them seriously because every time I saw "Raised by Wolves," I thought about Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life. It's just fat cow.
You keep posting the images, and the person's going, Why is this being sent to me? Get with the joke, moron!
It was so funny. So basically, there's this one episode where Rocko and Heifer went to Chokey Chicken. It was it's legit a fucking food chain, Chokey Chicken, and Heifer chokes on a chicken bone because he eats an entire chicken whole.
What would Draxel say? Really?
And so Rocko had to like travel down into one of Heifer's like 27 stomachs to dislodge the chicken bone or whatever else. Like Heifer had this, and Heifer had this like flash memory thing going into heck because they can't say hell on television. So it was a sign that said heck, or it was a sign that said hell, but one of the L's was scratched out and had a C drawn above it. Fucking hilarious. And the devil's name was Peaches.
Peaches. Fuck. Now I have to go out and find this.
Yeah, they call me Ralph saying Raised by Wolves was a fat cow IRL, which is why I fucking laughed so hard about it. That was so hilarious.
I was raped by wolves.
Oh my god.
Gidget.
So yeah, that's a show I don't think that would pass the
There's
cultural
a lot of
sniff test.
stuff that wouldn't pass, isn't there? Like so much, and the newest animation stuff that's coming out is so filtered, so multicultural. So we gotta have this, we gotta have that. We have to there's this one. Like I like medieval stories. You know what I mean? And the thing is, when you start thinking about multiculturalism within that time period, it's like it didn't exist. It honestly, for goodness, didn't exist. It's like, hi, you're London, England. Got it. And you're African American. What? Your skin color is completely different from ours. You must be the devil.
Jesus Christ! I remember Cow and Chicken, and they had the rug munchers. Rug munchers.
If I'm
on
not
it.
mistaken, the guy who played Worf did one of the major characters for that. And I think Randy Macho Man Savage also had a role in that.
Michael Dorn was a
Michael Dorn.
voice.
Yep. Yeah.
Was a voice in Cow and Chicken.
And I believe Macho Man did the monkey, oh yeah, or something like that type of thing.
I think Macho Man probably had a voice in there too.
Yeah.
Like that was such a good show. It was such a weird show. It was so good.
It grew on me, for goodness sake. So I was watching going, what the hell is this thing? Make the mistake, turn it on. This is fucking hilarious. It's been a while.
Yeah, what about him from Powerpuff Girls? So you got that like devil lobster guy.
Oh God, yeah. Well, they relaunched Powerpuff Girls.
They did,
and that was
horribly.
absolutely fucking deplorable.
To everyone's detriment.
I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Like the thing is that if you relaunch something, you think that the top priority of the production company say, okay, we have this high bar, we have to surpass it, we have to make this better, and everything else like that. We got to get everyone involved, so forth and so forth. Go. 4 months later, come back and they go, shit, we can't change it because it's been finalized. Fuck! Just throw it in the garbage and call it a day. Like, goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
You remember when entertainment was entertaining?
I do.
You remember that? Isn't that like
unfortunately, we have these milquetoast cartoons now.
It's like common sense is a superpower, quote Deadpool.
Like, holy fuck. Like, we would never see the Max cartoon.
No, or the
ever.
head.
Or the head.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was great. It was like, holy shit. Like the oblongs, for people that remember the oblongs.
And also the one that I really liked, we talked about really briefly, Avon Flux.
Aeon Flux, yeah.
Yes, like, Jesus.
Oh,
that
my
was
goodness.
Awesome. The movie, live action movie, sucked.
Yeah.
And the thing is that with animation, there are certain things that you could do and get away with and present that you can't do in live action. You just can't, because the animation allows the imagination to basically go that much further. Spend like the suspension of disbelief is more inherited in the animation industry than it is in a live action production.
No kidding.
People just understand that.
And Tom P is or not Tom P. Sorry. Yeah, you'll take old cartoons. They don't step on eggshells. Tickle My Tombstone saying 16. That was a good show. And again, I don't know if we're ever going to see something like that ever again. But we actually had a voice actor from 16 at a Kitchener Comic Con.
We did. Yeah. Chris himself.
Yeah. We had, I can't remember what the heck his character's name was, but he played the blonde kid. But yeah, we had Chris as a guest at Kitchener Comic Con a few years ago.
And he was great. He gave out free...
Christian Potenza.
Yeah, Potenza. Excellent. From his Chatitos commercials.
Yeah,
but however...
from Total Drama Island 16.
Yeah,
he's a hilarious dude.
And also on top of that, he created a whole genre into himself, which is basically the young 16 surfer dude that no one could ever duplicate or emulate. And that went over quite well. And on top of that, he gave away free voice acting lessons at KCC. It was really, really good to have him.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have him back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's all these old cartoons. I would even hesitate to say that Dexter's Laboratory would be acceptable today. Because Dexter's Lab, hear me out.
No, I'm listening.
Dexter's Lab pushes a lot of the gender stereotypes, and I think that it would be shunned because of that.
You think so?
I think so, absolutely. Yeah. Like it pushes the whole mom has to be at home and cleaning the house and taking care of all the kids and blah blah blah, and then like the sisters into dancing and pink and dolls and blah 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 and all that stuff. I think it's way too gender stereotyped. I think to be acceptable today. Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage.
Oh, God. No, it would be interesting if they could launch that. But the thing is that again, like goodness gracious, let's look at some of the animation productions that got released recently, and I just shake my head.
Johnny Bravo would never.
No. Thank you very much. You want to see me comb my hair real quick? Yeah, another show that would not be done today, which is very unfortunate, is Symbiotic Titan. You ever heard of that? That was awesome. Matter of fact, it was so awesome they had to cancel it halfway through its run, which was really sad because the toy sales didn't go over so well. And one of the few things that came out a while ago was see, this is what I'm going to talk about just for a quick second here.
Sugar Mama.
Oh, here, little baby.
Oh my goodness.
When they re-released Thundercats, that was a really good story arc we're following. It basically surpassed the original. They had the great animation involved, and it worked out really, really well. And then for whatever reason, at the half of the second act story arc, because it basically was scheduled for 50 episodes versus 25, they pulled the plug. And it's like, what are you guys doing? And then they came out with Thundercats Roar.
That is the fucking biggest steaming pile of shit.
Oh, goodness.
I have ever seen
Christ, it was. Like,
life.
Wow.
Holy crap. Like, okay, so my experience in watching Thundercats Roar. All right, I was at work. Okay. Oh, and Nern's saying Flintstones fucking...
No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no God, way. No. No. Remember, Flintstones, I think, was the very first animated production that allowed their characters to smoke because they were... they had a cigarette sponsor with them.
Yeah, they would never today. But yeah, so the my experience with Thundercats where I was at work on my break, and they had just random channel on. For some reason, they had the cartoon channel on.
Okay.
And holy shit! Okay, so it was like the Thundercats were talking about like going to some theme park, and they all looked really stupid, and like the bad guys were like thinking up their next thing. And so it starts off in like the cave where the bad guys are, and the Thundercats show up and they're like, "Hey, can we just like get the fight out of the way now so that we can go, like go on and
oh my God."
He's like, because we know like every week this happens where you guys come out, we fight us, and we beat you, and blah blah blah. It's like we kind of wanted to go to the theme park today, so can we just get this fight over with? Like. What is this? I'm like, what is this pile of shit?
Was it TV melting after this? Like, was there liquid spewing out of the speakers? Like,
oh my God. It was so bad. It was just like, and then like, that was the start of the episode. There was still fucking 14 minutes after that. And so like I guess the big bad guy came back to the cave to see his minions. Yeah, to see his minions like completely destroyed, and he had like some super sword, and so they go to the fucking theme park to kick the crap out of the Thundercats, and the Thundercats have like gorged themselves on fucking cotton candy and like funnel cake, and so they're all like super fat and slow, and they're all like, "Oh my God, how are we gonna fight this guy?" And like it was bad. I'm like, I cannot believe this is on television.
This is absolutely hilarious because your reelection of play-by-play sounds absolutely hilarious. But if you watch this thing, your brain will start leaking out of your ears. God.
Yeah, y'all will wonder how I continued my day. Holy
you didn't come
shit.
Home? You didn't come home after that? Good Lord, I can just see you watching going, I can't work anymore. I need to go home. So
it was bad. Bad at all counts.
And just think, kids are drinking this shit up. Like, here's
how? I don't even know how.
Well, that's the funny part. And the funny thing is that a lot of people don't really understand.
Oh my God, Angry Beavers.
Oh,
yeah, that show. Oh my God, yes. I love that show.
The funny thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is that what kids watch stick with them and becomes part of their identifying thumbprint.
Oh my God. I can't imagine. Like
these kids,
we grew up with some amazing cartoons, like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, Sea Lab 2021.
Yeah.
Like. Those are fucking funny shows.
Yeah.
Like they take the old cartoons and they spin them, but they did it in a clever way.
Yep. They did. They most definitely did. Well, like here's a good example of what I mean by my previous my previous statement there. I had a friend of mine that watched the Transformers Michael Bay stuff, and one day sits down and says, "Mr. Hop, have you seen the Transformers movie yet?" I'm going, "There's a bear shit in the woods." Of course I did. Any reference, by the way. And then he goes, "So what'd you think of them?" I said, "They're all crap. Every single one." He goes, "How could you say that? They're really, really good." And I just let him go on and on and on. And I stopped and said, "Okay, do me one big favor." He goes, "What's that?" He goes, "Watch Transformers, the animated movie from the 80s and the 90s. The actual movie itself, not the cartoon series." He goes, "All right." 2 weeks later, he comes up to me. He says, "Fuck you." I went, "Yeah?" Just because that movie right there, when Optimus Prime died, everyone in the theater cried.
Oh yeah.
When Ultra Magnus was pulled apart by the sweeps, everyone's going, "Where is this going?" Because you're totally off script, you're totally off model, you don't know what characters are going to live or not. And of course, along the way, you get to see pieces of your other heroes like Wheeljack ripped apart, Ironhide, like just everything was just no one was safe. And then when the Transformers movie came out, with Michael Bay directing it, no one cared because you got these giant chunks of metal that were, all gray running around, and aside
from that,
yeah,
they only fucking killed the token black car. They killed Jazz. That's the only one that they fucking killed.
And then that's the first one is Megatron like rips them apart and says, "I want a piece. I want you in peace." And everyone kind of went, "Oh, shit." That's a whole bunch of unfortunateness.
Like,
so,
oh my goodness.
It's like the thing is that the Bay's productions had a great opportunity to push the mythos of the story arc into a whole new stratosphere. Instead of focusing on a little thing called like special effects, creative writing, stuff like that, they said, "Okay, we're going to watch this stuff. Oh yeah, 25 and younger males. They're all stupid. They're not going to realize anything." It's like, what are you doing?
Looking at other cartoons like Drawn Together, Clone High.
Oh fuck yeah.
Those would be hard to bring back. They're rebooting Clone High apparently.
Are they really?
Or like making a sequel series to it.
Wow, that's going to be
Undergrads is another one.
The creator of Undergrad has been trying to get that IP back for the longest time and just keeps slipping out of his grasp.
Like, oh my goodness.
Also, Happy Tree Friends. That was the
Happy Tree Friends. Oh
that
my
was
god.
the big animated production I used to watch when I went through college.
Oh my god.
That was amazing.
You see, that was a fucking hilarious thing because like in high school, that was a website that was whitelisted. We could actually bring up Happy Tree Friends on the school because like they're just like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? It's not that terrible. No, it is.
It's just funny little characters. They do the little forest things and blah blah. It's like, wow.
Right, let's take a look here really quickly. Jesus Christ.
And the funny thing is that particular production, the reason I liked it so much is that it came from the internets.
It did.
And it slowly came for traditional media. They released it on DVD/Blu-ray. Did it ever make it to TV? I don't think
it made a TV. It was on like DVDs and stuff.
Yeah. I remember when it came out to that because all of my friends at that point in time just fell head over heels for that particular production.
Like it had toys.
Yep.
I'm trying to find like a milder one that we could potentially.
Good luck.
Potentially play. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
good
it's on
Lord.
YouTube.
I mean, they're all on YouTube. They're all on YouTube.
Yay!
I remember like watching these. I'm like, this is like so dumb. And then like the fucking lollipop goes under his eye, and he like pulls it out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god!
I remember the very first Happy Tree Friends that I was watching because it was done in Flash or Maya or something like that. And the thing it wasn't using contour lines.
Yeah,
it had a whole new style to itself, and like that's where they get you.
Oh, it was on Comedy Central.
Ah,
It was on Comedy Central. It did make it
that explains it then. Awesome, because Comedy Central is a major production hub. That's
to fucking Lumpy. That fucking moose. Just like literally was the cause of everyone dying all the time.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, you're watching this little happy forest animals going around doing the thing, and all of a sudden a bear trap shows up. What's gonna happen with this? Good Christ on his
Good
dick.
Lord. Well, yeah, if anybody searches YouTube, there is a million Happy Tree Friends episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that too. Like the fucking moose, he's like chopping down a tree, and the tree fucking falls on his leg. And so he's just like trying to figure out what to do because he can't move. And so he decides he's going to chop his fucking leg off. And so he's just like whacking away, and he cuts his fucking leg off, and the camera pans out, and he cut the wrong fucking leg. No problem. They call me Ralph. Thank you so much. And Ralph is starting up his stream for people that want to check him out. Go awesome. Give Ralph a
give Ralph
thumbs up doodle.
Give him some loving, some online loving.
Oh my god, that was so painful to watch. And he's just like, it pulls out, and he realizes.
The squirrel and the rest of the characters, like it started off so happy, everything's going along nicely, and then all of a sudden it begins.
It begins,
and you know it's coming for you.
My goodness.
Oh, I know what Josh was saying, bro.
Bro,
you know it's happening. You know it's happening.
Holy crap.
Oh Christ! What else would not take place today without?
Oh man!
I don't think He-Man, or John Blackstar, or Brave Star would all happen as well.
Like, I don't think most of the cartoons that we grew up, unfortunately, would make the cut today because they're too stereotype.
Yeah,
like people don't want to have the stereotypes on TV anymore.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to think like. Because there wasn't really anything that bad in like the X-Men or Spider-Man series.
No, that was pretty much. Let's look at the comics. Let's take best from the comics. We'll get some directors and animators that really know the comics.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Fat Albert, definitely not.
Oh fuck yeah, most definitely with that. Mr. Magoo would probably pass today's sniff test because there was nothing really bad with that, because all dealt with an elderly gentleman who's got bad eyesight, and that's sort of their little adventure thing.
Trying to think of this. There's another one that's like on the. There's another one that's like on the tip of my brain. I can't think of it right now.
Huh? What's involved?
Oh my goodness. I think there's something tapping on your microphone.
Oh no. There we go.
I can't remember. It is sensitive.
Yes.
Like a certain remote wielding maniac on Twitter.
Hey, stay on target. Stay on target.
I am staying on target.
Stay on target.
I am staying. Well, speaking of something that is offensive to the senses, just because we're talking about that for a moment, that fucking horrific attempt at a Star Wars cartoon, like the Ewoks one.
There was another one that took place as well.
Oh my God.
I know the one you're talking about. There was another one that came out. It had BB-8 in it. It was like Star Wars something. It was fucking bad. And this was off the heels of like Clone Wars and stuff like that. And I saw the first episode, and I'm going,
now Clone Wars was actually good.
No,
like,
yeah. You're absolutely correct. And every Star Wars.
Tom P saying droids.
Droids? Oh fuck. But yeah, no, this was absolutely fucking deplorable, because again, the animation wing of LucasArts was just excellent. You could balance your checkbook on it. Oh,
and Mike Walters is saying, interesting to note about Filmation cartoons, Erica Scheimer, who is the daughter of Lou Scheimer, founder of the Filmation, came out in 2006 as gay, apparently. Very cool.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, the Ewoks Caravan of Courage. Oh my God. What a fucking horrific... absolute terrible TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I miss, honestly?
What do you miss?
You know what I miss? Because like I miss like the collaboration cartoons. Right?
Fuck.
Like when you had the Saturday morning cartoons and everything was just kind of its own separate thing, and then like every once so often like the fucking parent groups would get together and be like, we have to have a cartoon about not having drugs.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well let's just take all of the Saturday morning cartoons and put them into fucking one cartoon together. That shit was amazing.
And everyone got paid.
Exactly, everyone got paid. I didn't even care.
Yeah.
Like fucking Winnie the Pooh was there with the Ninja Turtles. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree. That was definitely.
I didn't care about the fucking like
exciting.
Don't do drugs. I'm like, hell yeah.
Who cares? We're that together.
Like, tell me not to smoke when you put together like fucking all of these cool things that I like, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Silliness. Did you ever see Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I've heard about that.
That was really cool. I know you're always
Teletubbies are problematic. I think so. Fucking nightmares.
Oh Jesus! Remember, that's made for little kids. Just don't care.
It's for little kids that like have a screaming baby as the son. I fucking thought that was a great idea. Like, what the hell is going on in that world?
I don't know.
There was
not meant for us. It's not meant for us.
There was some sort of a like some grand conspiracy of like Teletubbies being a post-apocalyptic thing or something like that.
That would be amazing.
It was some like there was some sort of like I have to find the conspiracy about it eventually, but there's something like that. And then like that was fucked right up. It's a fucking screaming baby as the son. Like, get out of here. The sun baby is old enough to drink legally in the U.S. now. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
God,
this shit's gonna
bug pretty bad.
This shit's gonna bug me. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, I'll look it up. We'll throw the link in there. And while Crumb's checking up, just be us. So, chat, the best chats on the internet. What are your favorite cartoons that would never succeed in today's broadcasting time?
Televangelists used to bash Teletubbies. That's funny.
Oh Jesus! Those guys go after everything, don't they? Just everything. Oh, yeah. And speaking of things that have not gone over so well, have you heard what's happening in the wonderful land of Dungeons and Dragons?
I keep hearing that people are trying to get them to stop using the word race.
Yeah, which is like, what? What? Really? Goodness
like,
gracious.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. I just know that wow, I got no words. None. It's like, don't use race. What?
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Oh my god, those such good cartoons.
Yeah, like, they were. They definitely did.
Okay, what the fuck is this?
What do you got? What you got?
Okay. This is a Twitter, not a Twitter. This is a Reddit theory.
Okay.
So the Teletubbies are automatons that live in a post-apocalyptic nuclear Albania.
Wow.
Because apparently all their houses are bunkers. So like they're all nuclear bunkers.
Okay.
And
I
they
never
can't
really watch too much into it, so I got to take everyone's word at face value.
And they're surmising that the baby face in the sun is just them remembering the children of their dead masters.
That got dark.
I'm telling you, there's some theories.
Oh, goodness
there's some
gracious.
Theories. Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, like, I don't know if the original Power Rangers are all like it's all sunshine and rainbows with the original Power Rangers, but you realize that when you take a look at Power Rangers, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
They put the black guy as the Black Ranger. They put the Asian chick as the Yellow Ranger. They put the native guy as the Red Ranger.
Uh-huh. And they put the girl as the
Pink Ranger. Of course.
There you go. And the stereotypical
boy.
Like,
the white girl is pink. The white boy is blue. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord.
Wow.
It's problematic. Yeah, no, Tom P. They are going after D&D. They've already there's already been people have way too much free time. There's already been people that have been going out of their way to try and say that orcs are somehow a representation of black people in Dungeons and Dragons when you can literally have black people in Dungeons and Dragons.
And on top of that,
Black people
elves,
exist.
Black elves should not
Like
exist.
dark
and be
elves. I
eliminated.
mean, dark elves or whatever. But you literally have humans. Humans can be black or white or whatever. You literally have black people in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So, like, how can you say that orcs represent black people? Are you kidding me?
The whole thing is just silly. And
Now they're saying that they don't want them to use the word race.
Yeah. That's nice.
And
Good for them.
publishers already agreed that orcs equal blacks, which is ridiculous.
Do you hear someone bending the knee on that one?
Because if humans exist, then orcs can't be blacks. Like,
They're
oh
green.
my god,
They're mostly green.
They're mostly green.
And on top of they're not green, then they're super great.
They're yellow
Lord
or
of
orange.
the Rings. Anybody?
They're either yellow, orange, or green in most depictions. Like,
Yeah.
good lord. Yeah, Dora the Explorer is problematic.
How's Dora the Explorer problematic?
Well, she's an immigrant child that wanders around with a monkey. She stuffs things into her backpack. I mean, please tell me. Please tell me.
Oh god! Dora the Explorer does not pass the test. Let's just make a motion picture out of it.
Exactly.
Do you remember when that came out? Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember Blue's Clues. I remember all of that.
Well, no. What was it? Dora the Explorer, the live-action movie, came out. That was a fucking meme.
Oh, that was the movie. Yeah.
And everyone, that's awesome. Let's make it into a full-length production.
Yeah. No, Tom P's like,
What?
Warcraft is racist. Absolutely, it's racist. Like when you look at the original Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, right?
Okay.
Warcraft used to be humans versus orcs. That was it. You get humans, you get orcs.
Awesome.
And you fight each other, and that was that. Because it was basically the StarCraft. It was just the two factions, right? People are putting way too much thought into this shit. Like, they're way too much thought into this shit when they're going through all this stuff. Like,
Well,
holy crap.
As we tell other peoples, they kind of go, well, your convention sucks. I kind of look at do your own.
Do your own shit.
Do your own. Build
Like,
a better lemonade stand. We'll
like,
point out
here's-
the trees we get the lemonades from and just do
Oh,
your own.
Ghost Rider was such a good show.
Oh, yes.
Ghost Rider. That was such a good show. I love that show.
Yeah.
I actually downloaded that entire not the entire series. It was missing like a season or two. That got weird. But I guess they just kind of ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
Um,
What's another one? Something I want to watch.
Booba is problematic and demented.
What's that?
I mean, Booba.
Booba.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds funny.
I
There's
don't
a
know.
lot of shows there's so many shows from my childhood,
Yeah.
like growing up that would literally never fly today because
Do
people
you think
would
G.I. Joe
implode.
would work?
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
They had to change the fucking race of a bunch of them for the movie. Do you remember that?
No, I do not. Oh, wait. You're talking about a live action movie?
Yes, the live action movie.
The live action stuff these days is not worth the cellulite that's
I
printed on it.
know that,
Like,
but
fuck.
they had to change. They had to change a whole bunch.
Yeah.
The Cops cartoon. Oh my god.
Oh, no, I think Cops would still work. Cops?
Not now.
You don't think so?
No, fuck no.
I think that would work really
Yeah,
well.
fucking cops running around, fucking shooting bad guys. Like, no, not today's.
You don't think so?
Not in today's climate.
Maybe 5 years ago. Maybe a few months ago.
Maybe before people couldn't breathe.
Oh, good lord!
I think maybe,
Yeah.
but not anymore. No, any show glorifying police be ripped off the air faster than you could blink.
Yeah, but Cops was a good
It was a good show.
animated, and to put police officers as the good guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
oh fuck, we're looking at that perspective, aren't we?
That's a problem, isn't it? How many
yeah.
shows can you say in the past 10 to 15 years have portrayed police as the quote unquote good guys?
Oh Christ, there's so many of them. I can't recall them all.
But the
Fuck.
thing
Well,
the thing
there's
is, it's like
Cops,
in the
there's-
past decade,
Yeah.
We have not seen those shows because all of the shows make cops out to be the bad ones.
Well, there's also anime stuff as well. You're Under Arrest was basically a bunch of female police officers that were good and trying to get by and wacky, crazy adventures.
Well, it's I would I'm
AD
saying,
Tank Police is another one.
like I'm saying the cartoons and the anime and stuff in the past 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
They have all, instead of being like Cops, which make cops out to be a good show, like good guys and blah blah blah, they're the heroes. They make cops out to be more neutral, more gray.
Yeah.
Like look at Psychopaths, the anime.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that's heavy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've been watching some of that.
I played the video game.
Oh, you played the video game. Okay, yeah.
Yes. That was
there's
messed
3
up.
seasons. There's 3 seasons of that, and holy snackies!
Like seriously though,
heavy.
like you don't know what the right answer is, but it's all about pushing more to gray area and making you question everything about who is in who is in good or bad or whatever else. Like
Yeah,
it used to
there's
be much more clear.
There's also Ghost in the Shell, which sort of drives.
Ghost
that
in the
line as
Shell
well.
was that. Acura
Yeah.
was like that. I'm trying to think
You
about
mean
it. Like,
Akira?
no, Acura.
Acura. What the fuck's Acura?
Acura. That's what
Yeah.
they call it.
No, it's
in the fucking
Akira.
movie.
It's not. Okay, I'm gonna correct you. I'm
No.
gonna
Watch
Crumb.
the movie.
Crumb.
Watch the movie. What
I
do they
have.
say?
Akira.
No, he says
Yes.
Acura.
Oh,
Acura.
all right. Well, we'll go back to that then.
That's what he says all the
but-
time.
Yeah.
And now, like, look at all of those, and it's mostly it happened a lot in like older anime, which it was good for the story because, like, lots of oppressive governments back then, but it did not translate well to North America, because in North America, for the most part, we don't have the issues with I'm trying to frame it in a certain way here. We don't have in a way that's not going to get us yeeted off the fucking planet. We don't have issues with corruption in government that say some third world countries do.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I don't know. It's not as prevalent in Canada or the U.S. as it would be in China. All I'm going to say about that, because I think that's what they're trying to talk about.
Let's be careful that third rail there. But I do understand what you're trying.
Muda already went on blast today. Muda already put the Chinese Communist Party on blast today. So
Oh no.
I'm expecting that his body's going to turn up in a river in about a week.
No. Goodness.
Is Pengu problematic? I think it is. Pengu's an asshole. First of all,
Did you ever see the Pengu in the thing?
yeah, that was funny.
That was
That
awesome.
was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. No, Pengu's a fucking asshole. Did you see how he treated that seal?
I'm going to say no, I did not.
He literally like fucked that seal up.
Really?
So like Pengu was like trying to fish,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
And he went to this little ice fishing hole,
Okay.
and he had like a fish, and he would go and he'd catch the fish, and he'd pull the fish up, and then there was a seal that was playing a trick on him. Went to another ice hole, took the fish, went back under the water, put the fish back on Pengu's hook, tugged on the line, and then Pengu would pull up the fish again. And so like this pissed him off when he found out what was happening. So he covers the fucking one hole with a flat sheet of ice. And so when the fucking seal comes up, he goes and pushes the thing of ice on top of the other one. And the seal's like freaking out, and he's trying to run back under, and he's like trying to lift up this giant ice slab, and he gets his fucking fin crushed. Because Pengu's an asshole.
Children's programming. Goodness. Here's one that might be acceptable in today's editorial times. Care Bears. What do you think?
That would be interesting.
Yes.
I'd be interested to see how people react to Care Bears.
Yes. We're not talking about the remake. We're talking about the old 80s version.
Yeah.
Because if you repackage it and take it with the new stuff, it doesn't quite work that way. But Care Bears could work.
It's like Stop the Smoggies. Would probably
God.
work.
Yeah. It's another one.
I don't know if people remember that one. It's with the Sun Tots and the Smoggies.
No, I remember that. What's another good one? Smurfs.
Smurfs would be interesting.
Yeah. That's another one. Gummy Bears. That'd be interesting.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out, Tom P. And Everybody Loves Gab. Hope you guys have a good one.
Yeah. And then
I'm gonna bring up something here because we talked about Ren and Stimpy. Because Ren and Stimpy, would never, as it originally was, never be allowed on television again.
It would never happen.
They have talked about rebooting it. They've talked about reimagining it.
Really?
Oh, you're still here, Gav? Oh, awesome. They've talked about reimagining it. They're talking about doing it without the creator. They went out of their way to say they're not going to have John Kay a part of it at all.
Wow.
So for those of you who don't know, John Kay was one of the original creators of Ren and Stimpy. He voiced Ren to start the series.
Mm-hmm.
And he was ousted, I think, after the first or second season.
Yeah.
And
I remember from back in the day, they tried to get that thing off the air so fast, no one knew what was going on.
Yeah. Okay, bugs. Fuck off. So, apparently, there was some controversy. I didn't even know that this was a thing. It's like I thought I was pretty on top of most of the cancel culture stuff that had been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Apparently, in 2018, John Kay got canceled, quote unquote. He got called out in a Me Too accusation.
Oh God! All right.
And get this.
Okay.
For having a 16-year-old girlfriend.
How old is she now?
This was back in 1994.
Okay.
I think so. Let me just run the numbers here.
All right.
Oh, 1994 is when they first started talking, so it would have been 1996. But she's 37 now.
All right.
So you thought he was outed in the 90s? I'm pretty sure he was. Like, this is the thing. I don't remember it at all. So, like, I remember him quiet. Like, I remember Ren and Stimpy just kind of disappearing for a while, coming back as adult party cartoon.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of died off because that fucking sucked.
And it was. I remember it wasn't much music. And the thing is that they just kept showing it. They had their marathons. Everything's fine. And also one day, it's like, goodness gracious, where to go? What's going on? They're just pushing like this. You could feel they're just pushing it off the airwaves. And everyone's like, what the fuck's happening?
Apparently, it was never public, unlike today, exactly. So apparently, this discussion about him having this 16-year-old girlfriend was an industry open secret. Right? Super weird. It was an open secret that everybody knew about and no one really talked about, but everyone knew it. And in 2018, I guess it was 2017, like October of 2017 into 2018, the girl that he originally had a relationship with came out and started talking about it. And there was another girl apparently sometime in there as well. Now, all of this happened, from what I understand, this happened in Canada.
Okay.
So, and between Canada and Arizona. So I don't know the age of consent in Arizona at the time, but I know age of consent in Canada was 16. So he didn't do anything illegal. Was it weird? Yes, absolutely. I guess he was like 30 something.
Ooh, yeah.
At the time. Age of consent in Arizona was 18. I don't know. I don't have it at my fingertips. So.
And I believe there's some parts of Canada that consent starts at 14. but that's basically for the Inuit up in super.
I
northern
think
Canada.
I think in Canada it's 14 if they're within 2 years of each other.
Something like that.
I think like 14 to 16, the age of consent is 14.
Yeah.
If one of the persons is above the age of 16, I think the age of consent is 16.
Yeah,
So,
and it really depends. There's a lot of depends
yeah.
with that, because again, we got like honestly several different multicultural aspects floating around here. It's not all just Caucasian people.
Yeah.
It's like,
And this is something that's not unique in the animation / illustration industry, right? 'Cause, I mean, this is something that happened with Dave Sim to some extent.
To a degree, yeah.
To a degree.
I wasn't going to mention Mr. Sim, but it sort of happened with that. And on top of that, some people just don't understand.
Well, I am going to mention him.
So some of the stuff that happens in the entertainment industry as a whole, because again, before the internet came out, everything else like that, there was a lot of extra special people out there that completely divorced themselves from reality, and a lot of that kind of shined through in the individual productions they were part of. But that's what sort of brought the uniqueness to a script writing and productions and direction and stuff, because just craziness.
All right, so I'm just looking up some of this history stuff here. So apparently the relationship was only brief, but he wanted to like help her get into illustration and animation, etc., etc. And he kind of fell off the wagon after he got ousted from Ren and Stimpy. Like I don't know what the whole situation with that was, but basically he created Ren and Stimpy, and the people that he worked with, quote unquote, took it from him, and it kind of set him off on a series of events where he kind of lost his marbles. Eventually, so in 2008, he was diagnosed with some sort of mental illness, which he got treated for. He got medication for, and he saw treatment for. So between then, like, I guess he was just not really mentally well. But at some point between then, he had that relationship. But again, like, all of his stuff was like super duper quiet up until 2018, when you have like a couple of girls saying that he quote unquote groomed them for whatever else, which is it's such an interesting thing. This stuff did not come out in 2008. Didn't come out in like when they were 20 or whatever else. It happened to come out such a later time, at the time when everyone was just like, oh, let's just squeeze the internet orange for clout. Yeah.
And let's bring out all the dirty laundry out. Let's reopen old wounds and share our hurts. It's like, oh my god,
it's
and
so
let's
strange.
put it on public display for everyone to see. Goodness.
And like, I know there's a lot of people that are out here saying that he was like a rapist and all this other stuff, and there's no evidence to say that.
Were there police reports?
No, there's nothing. There's no police reports. There's no anything. There's lots of people saying like, oh well, he had sex with them when they were underage. That's also not listed anywhere. Like the two girls that he had a relationship with, one of them apparently said that he got her pregnant when she was 18, which is not got her pregnant when she was 14. So again, like it's all of this weird stuff. It's all of this like the same stuff that we saw with Vic, the same stuff that we saw with other individuals. It's all piecemeal that people put on the internet that say, "Oh, I read it here, so it must be true." Because like I've been looking, and I can't find literally anything outside of the fact that he had a relationship with like a 15 or a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. It's just like it's strange stuff. Like, I mean, it's one of those morality things, right?
One of the few things that I came across for the stuff that we were working on, it was kind of interesting how stuff pops up again year after year after year. One of the few things that I've always looked at is first off the date, where it's coming from, and stuff like that. Surprise, surprise, all that stuff's normally or usually deleted. So when people come across news such as this, they go, "Oh, this is brand new! Oh my God, we have to do something quick! Get the wagons! We must get the torches and pitchforks, and we must defend people's honors." Meanwhile, this stuff is taken care of. It's put to bed. It's done. It's over with. And just people rediscovering it, kicking it back up again. It's like, goodness gracious. Like, good example here is let's look at Mike Tyson. How often have people have gone up to Mike Tyson and said, "Hey, you're a woman beater. You bit a guy's ear off. Why should you even get involved with any form of production moving forward?"
Yeah, it's so weird.
Rules for them, but not for me. Interesting.
Honestly, so strange.
It is.
Because it's like we see all of this stuff happening in real time, and none of this. Would Shrek be problematic? Probably. I mean, he's an orc, right? Or he's an ogre.
Gosh.
So it's
character color.
Let's take a look at Shrek for just a brief moment.
Oh, good Lord.
You're talking about an ogre, which we've already established that ogres and orcs are a representation of black people. So
is that in D&D only or across all of the fandom?
I'm going to put it across all the fandom now.
Ooh, that's a broad brush.
Spicy. But Shrek was about this ogre that transformed into a handsome white man, right?
No.
No. Think about the story.
I'm trying to...
He transformed into a handsome white man to try and get the girl.
Did he?
And then...
I can't remember.
Then they settled that, we were happy being ogres, and so they went back to being ogres. Ultimately, I mean,
I almost have to watch the first one because I can't recall any of that. Like, I'm not trying to be an idiot. I just can't recall any of that.
No, he fell in love with Fiona, who was the beautiful human princess.
Yeah,
and she would never love an ogre. He didn't know that she had a curse that at night she turned into an ogre.
Yeah, I remember that part.
And then he sought out something, and he got turned into a human again. He got turned into a human to try and get her to kiss him and fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Oh, Shrek 2, he turned into a human?
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They all just start blurring together. And how many
Shrek
Shrek
2.
are there?
I think it's
how many
Shrek
Shreks
2.
are there? Like there's 16 of them or
No,
something like that?
I don't remember.
Facetious. Yeah.
The first one, I think, was them like rescuing her or something.
Yeah, I think
there's too many fucking Shreks.
Oh, there is.
There's too many goddamn Shreks.
Shrek's his life.
We don't mention 3 and 4. It's all ogre now.
It's all ogre.
It's all ogre now.
Oh goodness. but yeah. So
well, again, like going all about all that stuff. Lots of weird stuff happening in the animation industry. Like, you see all of this stuff, and I wonder if this isn't just some sort of a pushback because they don't like people.
Oh.
Right? Like, it's not necessarily about the medium. It's not necessarily about the cartoons that are out there now. Yeah. There's some great cartoons. There's some great cartoons.
There's some very good properties out there.
And yeah, like Mike's saying, like, there's a lot of cartoons from Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers that people would be upset because they don't wear clothing and they're anthropomorphic.
There's definitely that.
I mean,
oh, goodness gracious,
good God! But yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling it might be something about they're not liking the animators anymore. Because like, how can you make? Like, I fear for Ren and Stimpy.
Well, I don't know. What do you fear? What's there that you're?
I think they're going to turn. I think they're going to turn it into a political SJW cartoon.
Yeah, the thing is that as soon as they do, that's going to be meat off whatever production company it's a part of. See, the funny thing is that we both know, quite honestly, if it's successful, if it works, then there'll be more episodes. And if it's not, then that's it. Like, as an example, with She-Ra, I believe they had 4 seasons, but what happened was that they were only scheduled for 2, and they cut down the actual production schedule in half. So they made all the episodes, cut that in half, delivered 2 seasons, stretched over to 4, and that's it. Done. But the thing is that people didn't like it. And it's like, all right.
Well, it's a shit show.
Well, it was complete garbage, hot garbage. Yeah, but however, the thing is, when Snippy comes out and it doesn't pass the smell test for older fans and newer fans, it's people are going to go, "This is great. I'm glad you have the sure run it, whatever." Will people remember it 5 years from now? Probably not.
I don't know if we're going to have memorable cartoons anymore, unfortunately.
No, I don't think we are. There's so much like literally, it is pure garbage. Like, as an example, there's the Star Wars stuff that came out. There's again the Transformers stuff that came out. There's Powerpuff Girls that came out, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And all these have in common, they're all garbage, every single one of them. And on top of it, the animation company loses money on it because their toy sales didn't work. The reason why the toy sales didn't work is it didn't resonate with the younger kids and the older kids, and they wonder why that things are not selling the way they used to. Like the biggest problem with the Star Wars franchise, besides of story and stuff like that, is that their actual merchandise didn't sell at all. As a matter of fact, fucking Toys R Us almost went out of business, and they're still recuperating from that.
I think
loss.
that's a problem because I don't know how many toys, like the toy industry, from where it was to now, is different.
It is.
I don't think that we're going to see a toy market like we had in the 80s and 90s.
No, and I don't see that either, unless, of course, people are really thinking and they're really putting it together and everything's working. Because, again, the like perfect example would have to be the Star Trek franchise. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out that the basic licensed toy makers will not touch because the series is just that shitty. Sorry, folks, but that's exactly what's going on. But however, the classic Star Trek stuff sells like hotcakes. Not a problem.
Star Wars stuff, you mean?
No, I'm being specific. Star Trek, because the thing is that with the Star Trek stuff that came out, like Discovery and so forth, the manufacturer
that stuff's forgettable. Like, that stuff's forgettable.
Well, exactly, and
it's not iconic.
I think that's the biggest thing that we're looking at as well, because there's I'm
talking about today's kids, though.
Yeah,
I'm not around circles that have kids that are like 7, 8, 9 now. Like, so I don't know what kids that age are playing with right now. So, because like I know what was huge when I was that age, and getting like action figures, getting dolls, getting toys, getting Hot Wheels stuff, that was huge. Yeah, I don't think that is happening anymore. I think kids are are getting iPhones, they're getting mobile games, they're getting stuff like that. They're not getting toys anymore.
Fortnite is probably one of the best intellectual properties.
Fortnite has action figures.
Yeah, and the thing is, it sells because it works because the kids are into it.
But I think they spend more time playing on the computers than they do with toys.
They do, but the thing is, the toys are still sellers because they still have them over at the Walmarts. And every time I go to the Walmarts, I don't see Fortnite on sale, but I do see the Transformers and the G.I. Joe stuff and things like that. Because again, it's just trying to get the product in and get the product out. So,
I don't know.
And the thing is,
we're seeing the decline of the toy age, unfortunately.
Well, I think there's a lot of declining taking place. I think that the format and the medium is changing on an astronomical, hyperactive neck break pace. I think that a lot of stuff today is all coming from tablets and people's phones versus the television, because one of the few things that I keep saying is that TV is king, but in the last 10 to 5 years, people are cutting the cord. They're not watching the stuff. They're getting entertainment from like Netflix or Hulu or other stuff like that. That's a whole different delivery system. And it's just not clicking the way it used to be, because that, stuff is going to get more and more delayed and not coming out. Now we mix a little bit of a pandemic in there for color and flavor. And the next thing you know, the whole thing is upside down and inside out. It's like, where do we go from here? And the answer is we don't know yet, because things haven't presented themselves or stabilized yet. And that's the unfortunate part.
Well, I think a big problem is that there's a lot of original content being created on YouTube, Twitch, different mediums like that.
Well, like shit. Like it used to be, people got into the entertainment industry because they had an idea, and that actually gave them the inspiration that was needed to get in the industry, to tell their idea or get funding for it, or the case may be. Today's time, you got an idea? no problem. You could put it together as best you possibly can, throw it on YouTube. People can watch it and get into it, and people could steal your idea, manufacture it, and streamline it, and put a label on it, and next thing they're on TV. So
yeah, and half of the problem with toys is that when you're talking about shows or you're talking about series that are memorable, they make collectibles. They don't make toys, right? And so when you're talking about toys, you can't go out and buy the 99-cent G.I. Joe anymore.
No, God,
that doesn't exist.
It's exactly like the comic book industry. They produce
spending $13, $14, $15 on an action figure,
and they're producing each widget. So when they sell that one particular product, they're actually selling 4 versus 1, so they make the money back on 1/4 of the actual product line versus the whole thing. And the thing is that's just smart. It's not marketing, but it's smart pricing. Yeah. But the thing is that the larger toy companies just don't care. Like it just came out just recently, Transformers War for Cybertron, the series just came out. And the thing is that, again, when it comes down to it, this is like Hasbro's, I think, 3rd attempt to try to launch a successful franchise. And the biggest problem that came out is that, these cartoons came out to serve as an advertising vehicle to sell the toys. In return, the toys sold the cartoon or the comic books, and you had this constant cycle.
Nice circle, but not anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is that, again, that was the very first time that was ever done. But however, something changed in the delivering service. What I mean by that is that kids and people at the age demographic really fell in love with the product, and I don't think that the actual toy manufacturing were expecting that. They weren't expecting things to become iconic in nature. They weren't expecting it to be around for 35 plus years. And now you got these major manufacturing of these different products and toys and intellectual properties going, what the fuck did we do? Because we have so much. Yeah. And now we're trying to introduce something new for younger kids, and it doesn't match up because things have changed.
Yeah.
And it's just really unfortunate. It's just fuck.
Yeah, and a mutual friend of ours, Amanda, was mentioning Has Been Hotel. I see Everybody Loves Gab is mentioning it there. Has Been Hotel's getting a TV series now. Apparently, that was just like a 1 or 2 web thing or pilot thing on the internet.
Yeah.
Has Been Hotel. You probably would remember it because there was quite a few cosplayers at Kitchener Comic-Con dressed up as characters from Has Been Hotel. Some of the kids that entered the cosplay contest was
awesome. I was working the front line that weekend, so a lot of it's still a blur, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, but really interesting art style. Apparently a very, very adult cartoon, so very interesting. But they're getting on television now, and I think they're probably gonna see the end of that series really quickly, because writing a one-off or like a 2-off series, super easy to do. Writing a weekly episodic series, not so much.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's really weird because the biggest litany test, if a new I don't want to say brand or a new property was successful, came from comic books. Like as an example, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. When that came out, all of my friends through college days just really fell head over heels for it. And the creator from that made Invader Zim.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the producers, Nickelodeon goes, hey, you know what? We could do a better job. This creator guy, let's eat him out of his contract, and we'll just take the property because he signed off on it, and we'll do our own thing. And lo and behold, it became complete hot garbage. And then I think that Nickelodeon hired him back to do more Invader Zim.
I think so. But recently,
it was too late because the property's really cooled down.
Yeah,
and it just goes to show corporate greed, bud. Corporate greed. And at the same time, these corporate guys have no idea what kids are into these days because they're not practicing their advertising. They don't know what 25 younger kids want, except they know they're stupid and they got money and time.
Exactly. Well, you have any final thoughts on this? winding down on the topic.
Yeah, no, I guess when it comes down to it, if you really support something, support it. Contact the creator, tell them you appreciate, what they're doing. On top of all that, the thing is that always send out your appreciation to the people who are involved with stuff. Because again, heaven forbid, there's so much negativity out there. It's just astronomical.
Oh, yeah. Again, I agree with that.
Yeah.
You have to support the creators that you like. And honestly, I think we might be seeing eventually it move more to a Comicsgate type of situation where you have when you have animators or creators just making their own one-off projects and hiring their own one-off people to do their series, skipping the middleman, because you can't create anything anymore without having a ton of people jumping down your throat about this. So
yeah, and there's so many hats to be worn when you really start getting involved with stuff. Like everyone sees the stuff on the surface, but they really don't know the inner workings behind the green curtain. And that's really unfortunate, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. I think the major manufacturers are afraid to touch it, because heaven forbid that it becomes massively successful and their old franchise has been around for the last 25, 35 years gets, completely mothballed in existence.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
However, the thing is, you need that type of stuff, because every time when a cartoon comes out, a new product line, that basically galvanizes that particular generation or age demographics thumbprints to move forward with things. And you need that to move forward.
Well, I hope that that's in the cards for this next generation. It's looking pretty bleak right now. So
It is.
Yeah. But if anybody out there watching this show later on thinks differently, let us know in the comments section.
Of course.
We love you. We love you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Everybody that's been hanging out with us today. Much appreciated. Don't forget, next week's show is going to be a spicy one.
Spicy Mexican food.
Exactly.
Nom, nom, nom.
It's going to be spicy. We're gonna have therapist Ken on. We're going to be talking. We're going to be going in a deep dive in everybody's favorite appliance. So
the Tory 2000. It slices, it dices, it parmelates anything that you need.
It cuts julienne fries. Oh, yeah. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this wonderful stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna be doing. I've put out a challenge there. That I'm going to put a tarot stream on the line once we hit 500 subs on YouTube.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so people seem to really dig
that spooky Saturday episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like people really seem to dig the spooky Saturday, like the tarot card readings and stuff like that. So I'll do another tarot card reading stream when we hit 500 subs. So
500 subs. There you go. Here on the old YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
There we go. Still
Oh my goodness, Gav.
What's Gav doing?
My goodness,
what's going on?
I you know, DuckTales was not a show that I was a huge fan of. That confused me so much in my brain.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck was good.
Let's get dangerous.
But for now, thank you guys so much for bringing it. I might do that one next time for you, Gav. I might do that one for you next time. But until next time, we'll be back next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Au revoir. Au revoir.